Hi guys. It's been a little bit. I apologize, but holidays, work, all the craziness. But happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great holiday season and are staying warm wherever you are. We've had some storms roll in. Um, we are staying safe and warm inside, and it's been super gorgeous with all the snowfall we've had lately. Um, and I'm super grateful I don't have to go anywhere. But that being said, I'm super excited to be kind of back at it with you again. Everything's pretty much left as is. Um, we're gonna hop in. I did double check after our last live stream that what I was doing was accurate, and it is. We're on the right path. So um, it's just a matter of what I did learn is this is where like using paper would be a little bit easier than if we were using, my thin cardboard pieces. But it's totally doable. It's bendy. It's gonna work. It's just gonna be a little bit stiffer, a little bit more of a challenge, but I think we'll be able to do it. I think we'll be able to handle it. And the goal is to finish this one tonight. And then I kind of want to dive in to just kind of a regular old pin cushion that's maybe a little bit bigger than this. This will be a great like travel pin cushion. I'm just going to put polyfill in this one. But I wanted to add some hexes maybe around this, one of these pre-made ones that I've got, and then we can just kind of essentially cut off the sides and square it up. And then I can sew it to a regular back. I'll do, I think, the hexy sewing here on the live stream, but the sewing of like putting the back on it, I'll have to do that on my sewing machine. So I'll just probably do that off camera. And then I also, so you guys have seen this pin cushion. It was a door prize for me when I took my first class on wool applique, and I really, really like it. It's a felted wool ball in a crystal little, oh my gosh, I always forget what they're called. Uh, nope, it's not going to come to me. Um, Salt cellar. There it is. Okay, cool. So just a little crystal glass dish. And then they had actually done a stitch on it in a variegated thread. And I've never actually tried this stitch before. I'd like to. I don't know if I should try it on a wool ball. I feel like I should maybe try it on something a little bit more flat, a little bit more comfortable for me before I dive into something new. So um, I actually received from my mom um, a handful of wool balls that she had acquired with little glass dishes that they fit in. I have various, I think there's 5 or 6 of them. The dishes are pretty much, I think there's 2 different types of little dishes, 4 that are this bigger one, and then 2 that are a little bit smaller. But the wool balls are all just wool balls, different colors, and I thought I would try just some super simple, like maybe some daisy stitches, like for flowers. We can do some like with green, some leaves around the bottom. All that they did in my door prize one is they had all of the knots on the bottom and then they glued it in to the bottom. And that was it. Like it can kind of, there's one side that kind of rocks out a little bit if you, yeah, right there. So you can kind of wiggle it. Um, so it's not like fully rested in the bottom of the dish. Could be, totally. So I kind of want to kind of add that to like the pin cushion craze that we have going on right now. But we'll see how far we get because I know that, the holidays just passed, but Valentine's Day is like a month away. Um, so, you know, maybe do, I have like a heart garland that I would love to do, but I thought this could be fun. So that's kind of on the docket. These guys, just some simple stitches on these wool felted balls to, I don't know, pin cushions. They're cute. This has been my go-to like travel one because it's a good size and it lays flat because it's a dish. So I'm kind of curious if this would also be a good travel because I like the size of it. It just doesn't have that flat bottom per se that this one does, but I think it'll be a little bit lighter weight and I'll be a little bit less nervous that this will get damaged or this will damage something else. So I think I think this will be good. So we're gonna set these aside. Oh, I guess we could set them up here for inspiration later. This one's such a funky color to me. Like it's this really, really pretty olivey green. When you put it next to this one, it's definitely not yellow, but it does have yellow, like mustard tones to it. So I'm excited. Okay, so we're gonna hop into this guy. I don't know if I really have a whole ton. Eh, I can. I think I can get a little bit out of it, but yeah, let's do one. We'll see. I also came across another pin cushion with hexes and um, I don't know, pentagons. Pent is 5, right? Yeah. Um, and you mix them together and it makes a round like ball, and so kind of similar concept to these guys, but a little bit bigger. So I'd have to find like a bigger dish or tray to put them in. Um, but I thought that could be kind of fun because I also got the tools to make felted wool balls. So that was kind of fun, but I think like finding the dishes might be a little tricky. I need to swap this puppy inside out. Okay, so now that we have the first one um, done and the paper taken out, I think the rest of them will go pretty smooth. That being said, I think like the last one might be a little bit trickier, so I'm kind of hoping that I can take the paper out before we get there so that I can sew it without having the paper inside. I think that'll, I don't want to leave the paper in a pin cushion. I think that will not be beneficial. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. My hands have been, with our winter, very dry. So I've been trying to moisturize them, but they are definitely doing a struggle. I also just haven't had time to get my nails done lately, so they're plain old boring and nice and short. Okay. I think this is gonna be really cute. The other one that's like a hexy top, and then you kind of square it up with this guy, or I mean, any of them would work. I just really like this fuchsia with the teal in it, so I thought if I covered, or I did like the surrounding in, I don't know, like a navy blue, or because I have a ton of like this blue, I think. I'll have to double check, maybe I don't, but um, I thought I had a bunch. So that could go relatively quickly. And we would just do, I think, multiple layers to it. I think you would definitely need to go all the way around it. Right, like I would need one out here so that we could trim it down. But I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry. We'll need a bunch. My other thought was white, because that would really make the flowers stand out as well, but white is going to show all the little like dirt, debris, I guess. I don't know if that's um, advisable. And I have my applique pins. They're all the little white-headed ones, so I feel like white wouldn't be good. It wouldn't stand out very well if they go into a white fabric, so less than ideal. I mean, not the end of the world, just, something to think about, I guess. The one that my dog decided was demonic, um, was purples with, I think, like the background of it was black. I have another one that was I purchased. I really like it. It's just different batik fabrics that are, I think, like blues and greens and teals. Um, uh, the downside to not having nails, you can't pick anything up. I can't pick them up with my nails, at least. Anyways, the color is easier to see, I think, the pincushion head on. If it was, back in the day when your pins were just like those flat metal top pins, white might be easier. However, I don't really have a ton of those. Okay. So, is that right? No. There we go. Okay. I feel better. I was like, wow, that's weird. Okay. So these two get pinched together. Okay, so we need more of our purple. Maybe. I feel like these are just kind of not in the way. They're flat, but okay. Oh, I feel like I should have done a recap. On our last live stream, however long ago that was, it was a while. um, I kind of went over the process of making the hexes. I use cardboard from like cereal boxes or tea boxes if you get your tea like pre-packaged, and like crackers, just various different like thinner cardboard. Um, Cardstock is also really great. I was just using what I had because I'm a big advocate for that. But it does make making this little pincushion a little bit trickier. And you'll find that if you cut out a bunch of different hexes, you will find certain boxes or certain foods that you're like, no, I gotta save that one because I really I like that box. I want to use that box. So Girl Scout cookie boxes were a favorite for me. They're sturdy. They're like a cardstock almost. They're sturdy enough to hold the shape without bending, but they're not so thick that it's hard to, like, your hand doesn't get as tired cutting them out, and um, you also have oh my gosh, punching them through the needle when you're sewing them all together. It's not as hard, but like I said, cardstock also works. I mentioned that I came across this pattern, and I will have to, I was trying to find it to see if I couldn't print them out, but It's hexagons and pentagons. I feel like I need to Google that. Anyways, 5-sided and 6-sided. Whatever those are. I might have done that one a few too many times. Distracted. Um, the the idea is you can put them together and it will form like almost a perfect sphere. And if I can get the size right on the size of the finished product, and I can find like different little dishes, those could be really cute little pin cushions as well. Again, a lot of people, pin cushions are, in my mind, so easy to make that I have a hard time justifying buying one, but I think that's all crafters everywhere. Like, you see something and you're like, I could make that, so you don't buy it. But I'm to the point in life where I'm like, I I can make it, but I am not going to. I'm going to buy it because someone else made it. But I think a lot of things thus far in my life have been, no, I could make that. I could do that. Okay. I feel like my idea of like 2 different pin cushions has evolved into many different pin cushions. So it might be we come back to it between different holidays. I also thought that this was going to go faster than it's going, and I forgot that it's not a quick project. Did I do that? Okay, good. Sorry. I'm really second guessing the like setup of sewing it all together. It just seems weird. That's all. But we'll be able to take out this other piece of cardboard here. Yep. And we're doing it. I might have to go grab tweezers. I think I had this challenge last time. Let's see. Yikes. Yeah. Because I can't. Oh, that might work. Oh. Dang. Okay. Uh, nope. There we go. This is rough. Okay. Yay. That one's a little bit mangled just because of the project. So I'm actually going to toss that one because like the corner's super bent. But give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. I had a puppy who, for the first time ever, pawed at my door. And I could hear his paws have talons. I don't really want him to scratch it down. And yeah, no. So I had to get up and let him in so he can snuggle up while we keep on sewing. Okay, so in doing that, I kind of need to tighten those back up, but totally doable. Oh, so help me, there's a squeaky toy in here. I feel like he didn't want to be with me. He just wanted the toy. Lame. Okay, and then that one will go there. Okay. Okay. I think it's gonna be cute. I don't know if I would make these again with the cardboard. I think that I would definitely try it with a card stock, I think. Something just a little bit thinner. But not a huge deal. Just my 2 cents as I'm working on it. Oh my. I hope these are noise canceling headphones. I use different headset for my day job, and it's the bone-in. No, oh my gosh, not bone-in. The bone induction headsets that like rest right in front of your your ear. Bone-in induction. I don't. Whatever. Um, they're really cool because you can hear, your surroundings. However, mine are not noise canceling. So if there is a tiny human in the background, everyone can hear her. This headset should be noise canceling. It also covers my entire ear, so I can't really hear things in the background, but this is a fiercely strong squeaky toy. It has oomph to it. Okay. That's right. Once you take the cardboard out, it feels like it just kind of like loses all shape. So that's kind of funny. Okay, so I'm gonna come down this way, and then we'll tie a knot and we'll come back this way. But once I'm down here, I can take this guy out as well. It's just getting trickier to take out the cardboard for obvious reasons. I feel like I should be able to take this one out. Maybe let's... Yikes. Maybe let's test the theory on this guy. I feel kind of good about that. Because I only have the one straight side left, and it'll be up against this purple one. So I feel fairly okay confident. Oh, there we go. Cool. Maybe. See, I think we should be okay. It'll be a good test run. Oh gosh. It lost all of its stiffness. That's okay. That's so awkward. Okay. So I think definitely doable to like take this one out. And then once we get one more side, we can take out this guy. I wouldn't normally, but this is a project where we're enclosing it, and so it's just getting tricky. So to try and make lives a little less frustrating, I think that this will work. I would say keep them in as long as you can. Sorry, I have an itch. Because those creases, I think, help, right? Like that fold crease is beneficial. So I guess you could probably get out your iron and without too much steam, just kind of, oh my goodness, kind of press the hexes before you really sew them together, like before you turn it into a three-dimensional project. But you don't need to fluff up the couch. You're okay. Just got this look. How could you possibly say that? This couch is not fluffy enough. Okay. Well, my stitches aren't as even, but it's not because I took out the insert. I'm just here we go. I just grabbed too much of the hexie in my stitch. I don't need that much. I think that's the biggest challenge is on this hexie that doesn't have the cardboard in it anymore. My stitches are a little bit deeper. So that's just to be mindful. I'm sure, I mean, I'm not super worried. I don't think it's a big deal. Okay. So we're going to tie our knot. I think I'm just going to pull it over this once. I'm not going to do it a couple times. Okay. Cool. Oh gosh. Okay. So I think I'm going to take out this one just so I have a little bit of flexibility. And then I will sew this and this, and that will help because these, oh gosh, these guys are going to be tough. Maybe I'll take out the green one as well. I'm just a little nervous with two sides, but let's definitely take out this one. I think this would be easier if it were also a smidge bigger, but here we are. This one. Okay. Right. A little bit easier to kind of bend around. Easier to get things, I think. I think I either need to take out this one or this one. This one will probably be like the last one because it's got so many open sides to it, but I'm nervous to just have this opening and to try and have to get it out. So I think let's go with this guy. Okay. Grab our two that have the knots, and then we can, yeah, see? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. It's gonna be okay. I hope. I think if I'm able to just I might stab myself. Okay, hang on. My wool applique pins are shorter than your average pin. They're actually very short. And that could hopefully work in my favor. So it doesn't, like, I don't know, stab anybody. Okay. I'll take it out when I sew along this line because I kind of created a curve there, but I have this straight line. I think that's doable. You know what? I think I'm going to take out this one too, and maybe I'm just being overzealous, but here we go. Because I think that it's totally doable. The pin makes sense to me. I just have to remember to take them out. Details. Once upon a time I received a gift and it had pins in it. It was a pillow. It was not as soft on my head as I thought it was going to be. I was able to get the pins out, but I had to kind of take it apart first, so you know. Oh, that worked out really well with the knots there. It wasn't for you. You're right. It wasn't for me. It was for my IT help desk, but I commandeered it because he didn't want it. It's okay, turnabout's fair play. Last year he stole a pillow that was gifted to me, so, you know, all's fair in love and war. I don't know. And pillows. Okay. So we do have this and this and this and this. So I will get, oh gosh. We'll have to see. Definitely this sewn, and I want to say this one as well, from the having the right sides in. I might have to turn it right sides out to do these ones, but we'll see. This should be enough to turn it right side out. I'm just unsure. Follow along as I figure out what I'm doing. It tried to stab me. And I fixed the stabby, so I got to keep it. I feel like that seems fair. Okay. Fabric is malleable and will do just about anything you tell it to. That being said, I'm missing the structure of those cardboard pieces. Let's do this. Let's get our knot. And our corner. The corners I think are going to be the trickier bits, but we'll get it. We're good. We got this. Okay. maybe. Okay. It's such a like small little piece, it seems silly to pin it, but I am giving thought. Nope, I did not get enough of the green. Okay, there we go. Okay. It's just so petite. Okay, definitely a little trickier without the cardboard, but still doable. And I think like once I get going, it's just making sure our corners over here line up still, and I think we'll be fine. Not making the stitches too deep into the fabric. When you have the cardboard that kind of, oh boy, it kind of limits how far like in to the fabric itself you can go because there's cardboard there. And now the cardboard is gone. So, ay, ay, ay. Okay, last one, and then we're at the corner. My thread is a little bit longer than I think would be suitable, but I'm going with, oh well. I think that's why it's catching on all sorts of stuff, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm going to take the pin out because I don't think it's necessary now that we just have the one side left. That being said, I think what I'm going to do is take the cardboard out, even though I have all three sides, I think I'm going to pin them so that I don't have to try and get it out and then try and like flip. That sounds terrible. So, you know. Because I think that pin was easy, but it was also beneficial because it kind of held things in place. Just one less thing that you had to worry about, I guess. Okay. So, just came across here. I'm gonna come down here, tie a knot, and then I think I'm gonna flip it and then sew it from the other side because I can start it on the inside with a knot, and then I just have the two sides. So cool. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Okay. except for that part. Shorter thread next time. It's not my specialty. I typically cut my thread longer than I need because I don't ever like running out right before I'm finished with that stretch. And such a pain. That's what always happens. Unless I have way too much. Did I catch enough? I think I caught too much on this first one. There we go. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm just twisting everything. The entire work surface just slowly rotating. It's fine. It's fibers in there. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm excited that this is coming together. I don't think I would be excited to make a bunch of these, but I think that they could go together fairly quickly if you wanted to whip some up for a gift. I don't think you'd be whipping them up very fast, I'm not gonna lie, unless you have like a stash on hand like I do, and even then you can, my goodness. I definitely rely on the edge of the cardboard. I'm a lot faster with it. That's okay. I think it's worth it to get it out because it's going to be a pain in the rear otherwise. Okay. Woohoo! Oh, less woohoo. There we go. Okay. Gonna get our corners sewn. Just kidding, I need both. Here we go. And then again, I rely on that cardboard so that I don't sew to the front. So I might just do this one stitch, and I'm going to run my needle underneath the fabric to make sure that it's not attached to the other side. Okay. I have a needle or a pin here, trying to tie a knot here. Don't want to stab myself from either the pin or the needle. I think we'll do one more just because we can. Okie doke. So, what we have left there we go. What we have left is this opening here and this opening here. So where this pin is the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot my thread and tack this corner down, and then we're going to flip it essentially right side out. So I'll have these two that I need to sew. So I need to move the pin to the other side. Let's do that. So step one, oops, sorry guys, I'm going to move it to the other side. And then step 2 is to get our thread knotted. We're gonna it's gonna be cute. I'm really excited. Like, I think it'll be fun. I just don't know how excited I would be to make a bunch of these. I mean, I've always been curious what I was gonna make with all my Hexis, but this is not what I was thinking. I'm going to, I think, start the corners on this side, or the points, I don't know what you call them. Because I think that will maybe help secure it. I'm not good at turning things right side out. I like to have a little bit bigger opening, so my brain says these two will be plenty. There are very talented people in this world that can turn things right side out with a very, very tiny opening. I'm just not one of those people. So I'm trying to be mindful of my pin. All of my cardboard pieces are long out. They've been out for a little bit now. Okay. Just kind of slowly working it. And our two greens are the top and bottom, so yay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Just trying to get those points pointed. Yay! Our pin is still in place and we have our thread ready to go. I'm excited. This is gonna be way cute. I'm gonna take, I have a mechanical pencil, so the lead is not pointed out, but I feel like it's a sharp enough point, it can kind of help me point out, I guess, some of the points we have going on. Obviously this one is not going to be as pointy, or it's going to be very pointy because I'm doing it this way, but you can kind of see the stitches from the back side, so that's why I'm not super worried about the front side. I do think I want to get some of the polyfill in there. I don't know if it's going to make it a nightmare to work with, but I think that that would be easier. Just my fingers are not teeny tiny little. This might be all that fits in there. Never gonna get through this 10-pound bag, or 10-pound box, I guess. Someday I will have a large project. Oh, okay, cool. It'll take a little bit more. I also love the idea, I've seen people who collect all of their threads and all of their little scraps, and they use that as like instead of polyfill. I don't typically keep my little pieces of threads. I mean, I have like the little threads that are around all of the hexes that I could shove in there, but listen, I also have this giant box of polyfill. I would like to get through it in my lifetime and not leave it as something that my children will inherit. I'm not 100% certain like how super full I should fill it, because I've also seen these with like a button in the middle that pinches them to make them more flat, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. Like, I don't think these are going to be like super three-dimensional, but I guess I could be wrong. But I also like, my pins are short, so this is perfect for my pins, but normal size pins would just, like, you would barely be able to poke it in there. So I feel like a little extra foof would be good. I can also add more after we get one side, maybe. Again, I don't have teeny tiny fingers. I mean, they're petite, but they're not that small. They're not like one size length. So I think that's the other thing is, even if you left just this one little opening and you were able to flip the whole project with just that one little opening, you wouldn't be able to fill it very well. You would have to almost get like a teeny tiny funnel and do like sand or crushed walnuts, or I don't know, use a stuffing tool, I guess. I think a lot of polyfill these days comes with, they look like a chopstick almost. That might be too much. My giant box, I have yet to find the stuffing tool. They probably assume at that point you already have one, but anyways. Okay. Keep pinching that funky. See, like there's nothing right down in there, but it's, I promise it's full. Okay. Just keep adding, I guess. Okay. I do think that I have a little bit more I need to get in behind this spot I will be sewing. Not always the most ideal to be sewing that close to polyfill, but it just gets caught in your thread. But yeah. Okay. I also think you can use just about anything as a stuffing tool. I think like the wooden dowels that it's like a dowel and one side's a little bit tapered, but like this works except for this grip part of your pencil, and the pencil itself, the plastic is super slick, and then this grippy part is definitely not. So I think the wooden dowels are nice, but I think I have like a wooden knitting needle. That could work. I don't know if it's too big. Could, it's smaller than my finger. It could work. Okay, so we've got it all stuffed. I think it's super cute. It's gonna be, it's way cute. Okay, let's sew this puppy up like we know what we're doing. I'm gonna, I think, move this pin just a little. Uh-oh, that's more than I was after. Okay. I think my biggest, nope, I don't think I'm gonna keep the pen there. I think my biggest challenge is being able to pinch it. Okay, let's get a couple stitches in and get it started. I really thought I'd have less for it to catch on, but here we are. Okay. Yep, I'm sewing in the polyfill now. If I line up the ends, like these corners, then the rest of it doesn't line up. It's great fun. Yep, okay. I need to just focus on a couple stitches at a time and then realign. Okay. Going strong, we're getting there. All right. I mean, I kind of want the corners to line up. That would be ideal. Yikes, okay. This is where those sharp needles come in handy. Let the point of your needle do the hard work. Well, maybe not the hard work. The hard work feels like pinching the fabric. It's very awkward. Okay. So we definitely need a little bit more of the polyfill in the center. So let me see if I can't grab this wooden knitting needle. It's a little bit smoothed out, so I don't know how amazingly helpful it will be. Part of what at least the ones I've had, they, oh my gosh, they are not completely 100% smooth, and so they kind of catch on the polyfill and This is just kind of poking through it. It's not actually. Close. Okay, well, I mean, they're all a little. Okay. I mean, this one's. I might just have to squish it around after it's all sewn up, but of course. Dang it. Okay. I don't have a good way to sew the tips or the corners together. I don't think that's enough. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Nope. There we go. One. I don't know how close to like in the same stitch that was, but we're going with good enough. Okay. This is our last little line. And if you're like me and your stitches aren't maybe the best, you can also. Oh, hi Teresa K. Welcome. Super cute. We're getting there. If your stitches are like mine and they are not like super clean, or you're using a thread that's like you're not super happy with, you can. This can be the bottom, right? Like you can, if you want to do like I talked about, like a button or sequin to kind of pinch it together. I don't think that I'm going to do that with mine, just because I think the thickness is important for a pin cushion, and pins not, stabbing through to the backside. So, but you could have this if your stitches are like, what happened? This can definitely be the bottom side, and your pin heads can go on the other side. Okay, the trick is gonna be to leave myself enough room to tie a knot and then tuck the thread in. So similar like we've done on the ornaments. And then I'm not going to do the tips over and over again. I think I'm just going to tie a couple knots and tuck it in. Maybe. Uh-oh. She's a wiggler. Okay, there's one. And two. Cool. Gonna cut the tail. And try my best to get the knot poked in. tail. I feel like I'm unknotting it. And the tail can get poked in as well, in theory. Oh, I had a trick for this, and I just kind of screwed myself over. I could have left the tail on a knot, cut it out, and pulled my needle and like had it come up over here, and then pinched it to trim the thread, and then, yeah, okay. That ship has sailed. It's okay. I like a good challenge. I'm definitely over here just taking the knot out, and that's gonna really bug me because I don't want the knot to come out. So I might leave it for now, and let's just squish our thread up, because the last thing I want is to have to resew it. And then I might grab some glue or something and tack it down. Yeah, some things I do a little bit differently. The ending, but I think it went really well with the like taking out the cardboard pieces, and like the just I think overall I think we did pretty good. So yeah, pincushion. It took a little bit. We only worked on it for like about an hour this live stream. I don't remember the last one. I don't think it was too terribly long, but it had a lot of the prep work glossed over, so it would definitely take you a chunk of time just to kind of get everything prepped with the cardboard and making the hexes, and then the fun part is the assembly. I think next time we're gonna well, we could try one actually right now, and see kind of how it goes. I did not grab a contraster to that. Let's try this little one. It's teal. Let's put those polyfill back. So I grabbed one of the smaller wool balls. It's just a felted wool. I did not felt it, but I am interested to try felting them. I now have the tools. I feel like there's something special with making the like perfect circles, but yeah. Anyways, this one's kind of a minty teal. It's really cute. I enjoy it. The inspiration came from this pin cushion that I won as a door prize for a class that I took. So I'm not going to do this stitch. I've never done this stitch before, and although I am eager to try it, I feel like I should try it on something that's a little bit more flat and in my comfort zone than a giant wool ball. So I don't think I can use that needle because the eye of it is tiny. But I do want to use, I grabbed a plethora of my variegated threads. Let's move these guys up and out of the way. We'll kind of rearrange. Okay. Cute little pin cushion made out of hexes. So I'm going to do some pearl cotton on this one. I do have some like kind of blending in threads. These two are the same. This one's, I just think, a little bit thicker. Yeah, this one's a 5 and this one's an 8. This is also an 8. It's just a lighter variegation. And then I have this darker teal, which I thought was really striking. And the lighter bits in it pull into this. So that was kind of coordinating. I really liked this one. It goes with it goes with all three. But we are not going to be working on these guys today. what I was kind of thinking was just doing some daisy stitches on top and then maybe um, kind of the same idea with like leaves around the bottom. So this doesn't really fit into that idea for me, but I have a couple pinks I didn't grab, but let me pull them down. And I have a yellow. I don't, the yellow's like super pale, sorry about my cord. Um, okay, so we have this yellow. And it could be really sweet. I just don't think that you'll see the variegation as much. So, eh. This guy's a size 5, I think. Yeah, he's a size 5. This one's also a size 5, softer pink. Again, I'm not sure if you'll see the variegation of them. I don't know if you'll see the variegation of any of them unless we do something like this, like kind of filler stitch. The other pink I had is this darker pink. I think that's just a little too much. And then I have this green. I have mixed feelings on it. It does have the teal in there, and I mean, it pulls into it, but I have other variegated greens. Um, hmm, I don't think that one's. Hang tight. Let's see. You don't know until you pull them down. So we'll pull them down. Oh goodness, it's quite the stretch. Okay. I've been trying to use variegated thread, and so I keep like picking it up when I see it, but I haven't really used a whole ton. This one's too. Nope, I don't like that. Oh, that's kind of sweet. I like that one. This one's the same as this, but size 5. Mm-hmm. This was the one where I was like, ugh. But it could be really good with that one because it's picking up a lot of those tones. So set that puppy aside for him. But yeah, that one's just kind of, I mean, it's better than this, but it's not, I don't know, we'll see. I really like that one. That one's really pretty. I don't know if I would say it's like leaves, but I think we should do this pink. I like that one. I think that'll work well. The other thing I pulled out were purples. I don't think that one's, I think it was too dark. I really like this one, but it's very pastel-y and it's not very striking. This one's more striking. So if I had to choose between pink or purple, I actually think I like the purple better. So let's try some flowers. I don't 100% know what I'm doing because I've never done this one either, so you know, sew along with me. Also, it's not attached yet, so this one they glued down, as I mentioned earlier, after they sewed all of this, and there's, you know, a couple spots that are a little wiggly, but they hid their knots down under where they glued it, so I just feel like I'm gonna go through more thread because the thickness of the wool, but I have no idea. None whatsoever. Okay. This needle might not work. Might also not be. Let's try. This is technically a milliner's needle, but it's longer. They are phenomenal for knots and three-dimensional stitches. So my favorite, the drizzle. Um, French or colonial knots, the bullion stitches or knots. I have a hard time thinking that they are a knot. They're more of a like wrap around and pull it through. So it's a stitch, but okay. Ready? Is there a good side to this? Ball? Maybe, but I'm gonna try and come up a little off-centered. Not that anyone will be able to tell right now. I'm thinking 3 flowers because odd numbers are good, and one seems kind of lonely. So I have my knot at the back side. I don't even know. Okay. Oh, I'm already thinking like I can do a couple knots or a drizzle stitch in the center. That would be cute. Oh, I'm missing my fingernails right about now. I'm so excited. Okay. There's no like center or anything. Like this part's kind of weird. Just trying to like figure out where to do my stitches, I guess. Okay. So I'm coming up on the other side of the original stitch so that it's not like all in a row, I guess, for the variegation. Most of these variegated pearl cottons, if not all of them, are Wonderfill. I have some Valdanis, but all my Valdanis are size 12, so none of these are size 12. So I think these are all the Wonderfill, and even from that, I think some of them are Sue Spargo from Wonderfill. And her variegations, I really like them because they're not patterned. They're random. So um, you can't necessarily like figure out the pattern or the like there's usually 3 different colors, 3 or 4, and they aren't just 1, 2, 3, 4, one like over and over again, or a mirror image. They're randomly throughout, and I like it. I think it's makes what you're working on a little bit more interesting. That being said, I do want to make sure that I'm not doing my petals in order, I guess, because if they're in order, then you would see the variegation, and I want them to look a little bit more random. Here, and then I think one here. And I guess this could be so long as my knots kind of stay off to the bottom, I think that we could do 3 flowers. We'll see how it goes. This one might be a little bit on the bigger side for what I was originally thinking. um, so the other two might be smaller and off to the sides. We'll see. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I'm so excited. It's just kind of that whimsical. I really like it. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down so I can, I think, figure out like what the layout's gonna be, or I think I need my needle puller. It's a really long needle, but, uh-oh. One of these is the tail, there we go. Okay. Cute. Okay, so my thought process is I think maybe a couple smaller ones, and maybe we could do the pink instead of doing them all the purple, and like do two little small pink ones. I think that would be cute. And then figure out like we could do this light, I don't think that's right, in the center, maybe the yellow in the center. I don't know. I don't think I want to do the same French knots, but might not be bad. Let's tie a knot so that this is just done. Can always add to it. Just doing two. So that thread that we used was a size 5 pearl cotton. I don't know, I think the ball is about an inch. Couldn't tell you where my mom found these cute little dishes, but I'm guessing like an antique mall. um, but I think that if we let's see, have another one here, like a little small one. I think the pink would be cute. Here we go. I like this soft pink. I think that's really pretty. It just doesn't stand out. It makes the purple stand out, I think. Because this one's a little bit more vivid and then this one's softer. But then that makes me think that the center threads need to be the same as the flower. Okay, let's get our pink ones on there. They're going to be small or smaller. This is also a size 5, so the thread thickness is going to be the same. Nope. There we go. I just have too much going on over here. Okay. Maybe the yellow. I think it would be pretty, but I might be too much, so. Okay. And here we go. quite what I was thinking. It appears that is where my needle would like to be. Okay. What's that? Maybe I did want to be a little bit closer. Yep, let's give that a try. Okay, we are not bringing you along for the ride. Little knots. Okay, I'm going to do the same stitch. I'm just going to have it smaller. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Yikes. It's hard to get your needle where you want it. I should have gotten my tweezers out before I started tonight. Who knew? Okay. I think I was going to go this direction. Yep, there we go. It's still bugging me. Whatever. Okay. Much cuteness. And around. Okay. I think the center of this one is just going to get like 3 little French knots. Nothing big and amazing. This one, I'm not certain yet. Okay. There we go. Yeah, kind of like. I think the idea, the hexes and the pentagon, like making a pincushion that's similar to this, it's all round, would be super fun. But it's going to be a lot more labor intensive than this. This will go, in my mind, this is going to go way faster, right? It's just a few embellishing stitches. I think I'll just pop over here and do these petals, and then I can come back and do, I think well, I might just be able to do one French knot, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. If I wrap the French knot like 3 times. It might. Come on. There we go. I think I had this problem with the last first stitch. Okay. I just think that's way cute. This one just needs a little bit more. But we'll get there. Okay, progress. It's just kind of like a sweet little, I think it would be really fun to do. I haven't ever tried it, but there's a stitch that looks like lavender. And I think that that could be used. Instead of having something on the top, like we're doing here, having it like the lavender come up the sides could be really fun. Like a bunch on one side, like a little gathering over here. I think that would be really cute too. I have a purple one, but I don't know if, I think it would be more striking on like the pink, right? To do like a lavender or a lavender, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I really wasn't sure what I was, like this was kind of my thought was just some simple flowers. Not really sure how it would turn out, how much of a pain in the rear it would be or anything like that. So, okay. It is. I mean, it's a little tricky just because it's a three-dimensional object instead of fabric, but not as, that feels twisted to me, so let's untwist. Here we go. Oh. Well, still getting twisted. Oh well. Not as much variegation in these petals, maybe. I don't know. Just need to be patient, maybe. That one feels longer than it should be. There we go. Okay. Keep doing that. It's just because one side's a little bit shorter than the other. Okay. All right. Last one for these guys. I'm gonna pop over almost. There we go. I think I'm just gonna try one knot. I'm gonna wrap it around a few times. Kind of an unattractive color that I've got for the stitches, but whatever. It's like the ballet, dusty ballet pink instead of a little bit more of the cleaner pinks in the variegation. That was kind of ouchy. I don't have I don't have a thimble on those scissors. Okay. it around 3 times, I think. That's perfect. Gonna come back to hopefully the center. Nope, not quite. Nope. This one. Oh, I pulled it a little snug. Oops. Okay, we're just gonna wrap this one around 3 times as well. Maybe. But where to go back down? Okay. Whatever. Got that pulled tight. Taut, I guess, not super tight, but so cute. Okay, let's tie a knot here. I think having the dish is making it a little easier to like work on because it keeps it from rolling around. I mean, it still kind of rolls in the dish, but it's not trying to roll away. Okay. I need to look at that stitch for the lavender because I think that could be absolutely darling. And on this one, I'm not convinced that I want to add any like green leaves to it. I really like how it is, just how it is. I think that's really sweet. I mean, once they're done, I'll glue them all down, but I think that's, oh, I was going to do the center. Let's do a knot. Actually, I think I'm going to do 3 smaller ones, but let's see here. But super simple. I mean, it's really fun idea. A little faster than the last one we made. Okay. Nope. Oh, close. That'll do. So with the pink ones, I wrapped one knot, like I wrapped it around the needle, but I did it 3 times. This time, I think I'm just going to wrap it around once, and I'm going to do 3 of them. Go over here. I do have to go down and back up each time, which is kind of a pain, but that's okay. I have plenty of thread. Okay. Round 2, super close. I think that'll do. I don't want to pull it super tight like I did with this pink one. It's kind of puckering. I don't think it super matters, but just trying to maybe not do that again. No, not a huge, like I said, not a huge deal because it's on the back side, but I do think wrapping it 3 times around one stitch was simpler. And I really like the look on the smaller flowers with it, but I feel like this one just needed, and it's still maybe I should do some smaller little petals. I don't know. It just kind of feel like it needs, that was, hey, nice. I think it just needs something like a little extra. I just don't know what that little extra is. So let's get these French knots on and then maybe we'll do a recap, and next time I'll have a different idea of how to just finish off this one. Oh, coming up in the middle of a knot. What could be better? Eh. Okay, let's tighten that. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think it needs maybe a few more petals, but oh, I think it's way cute. I'm gonna leave this one attached. Let's do our recap and then we'll stew on it until our next live stream. Okay, so we finished up our Hexi pincushion. It's the same on each side, but you could totally mix it up and you could do whatever you want as far as the different hexes go. I didn't tie my knot very well at the end, and the more I played with it, the more undone it did. So I think I'm just going to quite honestly glue it so that it doesn't continue to come undone the more I play around with it. But that being said, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I think it would be a great travel pin cushion. If you are into giving pin cushions and you like a little fun hand sewing project, this would be great. I have a bunch of pre-made Hexi flowers, as you can tell, and all you would need to do is grab one more for your back, and it would just get attached to one of the petals opposite the center. It doesn't have to be the same. I did the same because why not? But it wouldn't have to, right? Because you're not going to see the front when you see the back. So I think that one would be super fun as a gift if you have, a hand project that you want to work on and you kind of have a stash of pin cushions. And I think it makes a great travel pin cushion. Then we hopped over to these cute little wool felted balls I was gifted with the dishes, and so I'm just trying my hand at different things. I was gifted this guy, and I've never tried this stitch before, so I didn't really want to try it on a wool ball. I wanted to try something a little bit safer. So I went with some flowers, which really kind of got me thinking about doing something up the sides. And I think like lavender up the sides could be really pretty. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of, I don't know if I'll do all of the pin cushions, the wool balls, but I think we can tackle a couple more in upcoming live streams, and then another pin cushion with the hexes, because I have so many, is just taking one and then going around it in. It doesn't even have to be a pattern, right? It could be random, but because I have a bunch of flowers, I'm gonna use up a bunch of flowers. I might take a handful that are maybe all in the blue family or all in, I don't know, and kind of sew them up like so. Maybe add in a couple more of them and then cut them down. And on a sewing machine, put a solid back to it. Or I guess I could do hexes on both sides and then square them up. So just once they're all sewn together, square them up and then sew those two squares or rectangles together, leave an opening, shove it with polyfill, and then we'll have a pin cushion. So if you do a solid fabric on the back versus hexes, it would have a hexi top and like a solid bottom, or it could be double-sided if you did hexis on both sides. So yeah, that might be the next one. I just won't do the machine sewing, excuse me, on camera. I would do that off camera and just kind of show you guys how it got assembled, and then we'd polyfill it and stitch it shut. But yeah, I think we'll make a couple more of these is probably what's up next. And then we might have to do some heart garlands. I had this really fun idea for a garland. So I don't know where the garland is going, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. So stick around. Well, maybe not tonight, but stick around for another live stream. Today is thankfully Thursday, so our next one is on Sunday and then Tuesday. So hopefully you have a great rest of your week and a wonderful weekend, and you kick off your work week with some fun pincushion sewing with me. So until then, hope you guys have a great, like I said, rest of your week and weekend. You stay safe and warm, but have lots of fun.